Hey shooters, welcome back to the Shooters Resource Channel. Today we're going to be looking at the Smith and Wesson CSX. This is a double stack, single action only 9mm, brand new from Smith and Wesson. Now we're going to look at how it performed out on the range as well as a brief tabletop with my initial impressions. Before we get started, go ahead and take a second, hit that like and subscribe button, support the channel. The Smith and Wesson CSX. It's a great looking little pistol, and I was extremely excited about it when I first heard about it because it's a single action only double stack gun, much like the Staccato. However, it's coming in at a lot lower price with an MSRP or street price somewhere around about $550 right now. This gun, I got to take it out immediately to the range, and it was a solid performer. There's some things that I liked about it, and obviously some things that weren't as good as I would have hoped. First of all, for any gun maker, if you're going to make a single action only gun, the trigger needs to be superb. I'm talking about the reason why you go to single action only is you need a magnificent trigger. There's no other value to me in having a safety unless the trigger is just so good that it justifies it. Now, when I first got this gun, the CSX, I was underwhelmed by the trigger. I actually looked at two different guns, two different CSXs inside of the gun store, and the first one had a horrible trigger in terms of weight. It was extremely heavy, probably about 1 pound to 2 pounds heavier than this one. And I said, well, let me see this other one over here, because I was surprised by the trigger weight. And this one right here was a lot better. Now, I don't have a trigger gauge, but just checking it out, it's got to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 6 pounds probably. And for me, I think that it should have been closer to 4 pounds for single action only, especially since you have this trigger safety as well as the manual safety. What I do like about the manual safety is the slide can be racked even when the safety is up. So that's awesome because you can do things like press checks to see if you have any live rounds in there, which I do quite often. I don't do them from the front as often, but I do like front serrations. I think that they're handy in some situations, and they make pistols look a lot better. But the trigger, all in all, is not horrible. It's a lot heavier than what I would have liked, but it's fairly short in terms of travel. And the reset is extremely short. So the gun was very easy to shoot fast. But sometimes I found myself drifting off the target. I would just pull the gun down just because I wasn't, I've been shooting a lot of different pistols, but this is by far one of the heavier triggers I've shot. Even though the travel is pretty short. So all in all, I would say the trigger's pretty decent. It's just a little clunky. And I haven't been shooting a lot of single action only guns like my 1911s or anything like that. So it took a second to get warmed up to start getting used to throwing that safety off when I was engaging targets. Now, I know a lot of you are going to be asking, which holster am I using in this video? I actually had my Shield Plus holster that was for a Shield Plus, the TLR6 on it. And this gun, although it was a little bit of a compression fit, would fit inside of it. So it's not nothing that I would really carry on a regular basis, but it just gave me a holster to throw the gun in so I could try it out. Some other things that I like about the gun, steel sights, that's great. I always like steel sights. I don't really care too much whether or not it's 3-dot or what type of sights. Steel sights are good by me. As I mentioned, I like the front serrations. I like that the gun is completely ambidextrous. So it's got an ambidextrous slide lock. It's got an ambidextrous mag release. Well, it's got a mag release, but they give you a second one if you want to swap it over to the other side. The mag release is really easy to get to. And it's got an ambi safety. That's very low profile. The safety worked really well once I got used to it. I had no problem getting it on and off. The one that I have is fairly positive. I think that I've seen some people say that theirs was not, but mine is very positive. It's a little, I mean, it's perfect. I wouldn't change the safety at all. I would just say that I would like to see that trigger just a little lighter. I do like the grips on it. Some people have complained that, hey, it's got a smooth aluminum, and if you don't know, it has a stainless steel slide that's been coated, but it has an aluminum lower, and it's smooth with the exception of these removable polymer back straps and front straps. I seen that Nut and Fancy's front strap came straight off his gun. I didn't have that problem today. I wasn't shooting in freezing conditions or anything like that, but it's something to watch out for. Also, the back straps, it came with 2 back straps, so you got kind of a slimmer back strap and this fatter back strap. I like this one. I might try it with the other on there just to see how I like it, but pretty much I'll keep this one. I like that the texture carries over. I don't mind that it doesn't have texture right here. I don't think that if there was texture there, I'd have any really better grip or shoot any faster with it. The gun shot really fast. I think it's because of the weight. The gun itself is a pretty heavy gun for its size, and the trigger reset. Once I got used to that trigger, the reset on it is one of the shortest resets I've seen. But like I said, the trigger's kind of clunky. It doesn't spring forward with a lot of power or a lot of speed, but it does spring forward. All in all, I like this little gun. It's great. Do I like it more than the Shield Plus? No, I still say the Shield Plus is a better gun all around. If you're looking for a single action gun from Smith and Wesson, I mean, if you're looking for a single action carry gun, now I think this beats out a lot of the other micro 1911s. Number one, it's double stack. You've got the 12+1 magazine, which is right here. One thing I don't care about is they have a little sleeve here, and that, for me, it could have just been permanent. There's no reason for it to not be permanent, or not be one piece, I'll say. So this little removable sleeve. The other thing that's weird to me about the magazines is the fact that they even made a 12-round magazine and a 10-round magazine. Now, I understand that you have a 10-round magazine because certain states you can only have 10. But the size difference in this 10 to 12, I mean, for me, I think they could have just introduced 2 12-round magazines. And then for anybody that, I mean, because there's no concealment benefit. You can see that it's literally just over 1/8 of an inch of difference in the overall size of the magazines. So for me, I think that really they should have just went and gave you 2 12-round magazines right out of the box, unless you were in a less free state and you could only have the 10 rounds and you get 2 10s. But I don't have a need for the 10 and a 12. I mean, I like that I got 2 magazines. Would have loved 3, but 3 12-round magazines would have been sweet. All in all, though, love the double stack capacity in a single action only gun for $550. I mean, it's probably one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest, single action only double stack gun from a quality, reputable manufacturer. Controls, as I said, were really good. The other thing on the magazine that is they could have probably done better is You know, they really probably should have went with maybe the Shield Plus mags on this. That would have been pretty cool to have mag compatibility, but they are not compatible. The other thing that would have been cool is on the 10 round mag, if I put 10 rounds in this, I can get 10 rounds, but I really have to force it. Let's see, let me grab another round. And actually, I'll put a dummy round right here on top. So I'll put this dummy round in here. I can get the 10th round in, but I'm talking it really has to be forced. And then when I force it, I notice something. So number one, the mag is expanded, and I can barely get that mag in the gun. And then I hit right here, and it gets really tight. So really, to me, and I don't know, I hadn't seen it, hadn't watched all the reviews on it, so I'm not sure if other people have encountered this, but you shouldn't, I can't get the 10 rounds, I can't get the mag in there with 10 rounds in it. It just isn't working. So there's that. 9 rounds, it functioned perfectly fine. So essentially with my gun, I got a 9-round magazine that is supposed to be a 10 round and a 12 round. Again, it's a new gun. I'm sure that all of these things will be corrected. Am I happy? I bought this gun with my own money. Yes, I'm happy with my purchase. I'll keep this gun. It shot really well. It took me a second to warm up on the trigger, but once I did, I mean, this gun was easy to run. I had no problem with accuracy out of this gun. I think any accuracy problems that people might have is their inability to shoot the heavier trigger. But I took the gun out a little ways and had no problem hitting targets. I had a lot of fun hitting targets with it. And it was just easy to shoot, fun to shoot. A great little micro compact, single action only carry gun with a double stack. So it's so far so good. I'll be coming out with a full review on this gun, so look forward to that. I just wanted to give you guys a quick initial impression on the gun, what I thought about it. Go in your gun store. I would say try the trigger out. See if your gun range will allow you to rent it. And if so, check it out on the range. It shot really well for me. Look forward to the full review of the Smith and Wesson CSX. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thank you all and God bless.